Hello there, it's Scott Fox. It's time for an expert website review for Masterminds member Paul. Paul's running a new website about genealogy. He'd like to help you figure out how to document your family tree the easy way. So this is genealogyforyou.com from our friend Paul, and I'm going to talk today about ways that I think we could improve the website to help Paul attract more traffic and generate more sales. That's the point of these expert website reviews, and you can get one too if you're a Masterminds member at mastermindsforum.net, or come over to expertwebsitereviews.com and I'll do one for you personally. So Paul, congratulations on your website. I know you're fairly new to the internet world, so let's talk about what we can do to make this website even better. First of all, you've identified a good niche. Genealogy is certainly one of those rather involving sort of technical hobbies that people who get into it, well, they love it, and they really go down a rabbit hole, really, to figure out all the nooks and crannies, and it's a great place, I think, to be doing what you're doing here, which is trying to educate people on how to do it both correctly and more easily. So I think you've got a good niche identified. I think you've done a fair amount of work in terms of that already, so congratulations on that. Now, today we're going to talk a little more specifically about the design of the site itself. And of course, all of this, as well as the niche and everything else to do with your online businesses, we can talk about more in the Masterminds Forum since you're a member over there at mastermindsforum.net. So the website starts out at the top here with this red headline and then this sub headline. And let's just do a quick overview here. Scrolls down through some bullet points, sales points, and then an offer, nice and bold there, that offer, and then some testimonials, and then the repeated offer, and then just at the bottom there it says Sincerely Paul, and the end. And there's a menu just out of camera range, it looks like. So that's a fairly straightforward website setup. In fact, I would call this more of a sales page than a website. A website, I mean, it is a website, but the type of website is a sales page. It has a single purpose, and it's almost, you might call it a lead page also. The point is it's asking for a call to action, and it's setting up a series of offers to encourage a specific action, which in this case is to get people to give you their email addresses. And this is a tried and true formula for success online, so I think you're off to a good start. Now, more specifically, what could we do to improve it and to upgrade the site to increase your conversion rates? That's really what these website design clinics are about. And I have to say, the advice you've gotten already from our other Masterminds members over in the forum has been very valuable and I think right on point. And I think, I could be wrong, but we posted that clinic a couple weeks ago and it looks to me like you've already done some redesigning here. So I think you're making progress. As I recall, last time I looked at it, it wasn't quite this clean and it was a lot more wordy, and I think this is much more to the point, and I think you're making progress. And if I'm wrong, well, it's still looking better than I was imagining. But I'm pretty sure that some of this was rewritten already since I last looked, since I was letting our Masterminds Forum members have a look at it, and I think it's looking good. So, next steps for Paul are, well, the real impact can be derived on a sales page by making a big offer that grabs people's attention. You really want to grab their attention and then get a response out of them and convince them to take action. So starting off at the top, you've got a big red headline there that definitely commands attention, and the premise is discover how to research and create your own unique family tree. Boom. Okay, so if the key here is that's good if your marketing is hitting people who are already interested in genealogy, right? You're assuming that a family tree is a concept they're familiar with and that they are interested in pursuing. And if they are, then you've got the follow-up of this subheadline, ever wonder who may be related? Who you may be related to? The answers just may surprise you. Okay, that's intriguing. Okay, good stuff, and I think that's on point. My point of going through that, though, is that if you're marketing more to a broad audience, you might need to be a little broader and almost even reverse these two. So if you're marketing to folks who are already interested in genealogy, for example, if you're doing pay-per-click ads that are targeting keywords like family tree or ancestry or things like that, and these people are already into genealogy, then this is probably a good approach. But if you're casting a wider net, and we'll talk about this more on the forum, of course, but you're kind of meeting random folks, then I think you need to sell the concept of genealogy just a little more. In which case, an opening like this might be more appropriate. So you might flip these two, which is the more general question of, ever wonder who you may be related to? Oh, Yeah, who am I related to? What is this about? And it's kind of a broader question to bring them in to the sales funnel that you're creating, to bring them down to actually give you their email address. Okay, so that's a difference of focus, like how broadly are you marketing? Next point, are these the best words you can come up with? I think they're good. I think they probably could be better. What's the most interesting fact about genealogy, whether for the broad audience or the narrow, that you can really hit people with? What's really going to get their attention? A lot of sales pages that you meet come out with a really big promise, even maybe something that's ridiculous, just to make you laugh. The point is to grab attention and get a response as soon as possible. And Paul, I've worked with you in the forum now for a while, and I know you're a pretty mild-mannered guy and polite and all that, and this may be the time to push it out there and get in their face. You know, I don't have an example right off the hand that's good anyway, but we could talk more in the forum. What's some crazy promise that would really get people's attention when they land on this page? You know, you're a multimillionaire in waiting. What if your ancestor was a king? I don't know. I'm just making that up. And you know, something like, what? Really? And that it forces people to focus and engage with the offer. Kind of like those crazy spam emails we all get. You know, regarding your $10 million inheritance. What? You're going to open that at least the first 5 times you get it right, and it turns out it's some ridiculous thing from Nigeria or whatever, and you get rid of it. But the point is, you need to get the attention, and then you can follow up with the bullet points that make the case. And you've done that below. But I'm really looking here for what can you make that headline just to pop when somebody goes, whoa, what is it? I've got to know more. Something compelling. And this is a copywriting exercise as well as a design exercise. So, design-wise, so that's the copywriting point. Design-wise, I think it was Ola or somebody in the forum said that red and black may be a little old school, a little simple. I kind of agree with that. You might punch up the colors, make it a little more interesting. The color palette you're using here is pretty restrained. Somebody in the forum, I think it was Christine, said that she called this sage. The borders are kind of a sage color, this like medium light olive green. Very neutral, and the red is not even actually a really bright red. It's a red, definitely a red, but it's not like a fire engine candy apple red. And then black, you might do more of this. You've got this bright yellow down here, which is eye-catching, or you might use some bright greens or blues or something just to make things pop a little more. And that's a design question, which is hard to do if you're not a designer yourself. But I have a suggestion for you for that in a minute that will make it easier if you like. So those are some thoughts on the header. And the headline. Oh, before I go too far, I wanted to ask you about this word, genealogy. Now here it's spelled with an A in it, and here again, and most of the time on the site. The URL you're using, though, does not have an A in it. It's off screen, but it's genealogy for you.com. So I don't know if you have both the versions with the A and without the A, but you might like to. And you should, in terms of your search engine optimization and marketing, be clear about which one of those versions you're marketing to, or both. But if it's just kind of random, you're missing an opportunity, because there may be a lot of keyword searches on the common misspelling, or the one with the A or without the A may be way overcrowded already in terms of its popularity. So you need to be aware and using the spelling you're using on purpose, I think, just so that you're clear about what you're doing in terms of your marketing and for search engine optimization in particular. Okay, next. Dear friend, that's friendly, welcome to my genealogy website. And you've got a comma there. I think that should be a period or maybe an exclamation point. That's the sentence is kind of hanging there. With a comma, so you need to finish that. Now, my name is Paul. I've been helping people recreate their family trees for more than 10 years, so you're establishing your credibility as a genealogy expert. I'd like to share my knowledge with you. This is good. A couple suggestions. How about a picture of Paul? If you're going to go with the personal approach, which I think is a good one, let's see you, man, you know, or down at the bottom. Also, you could put it down at the bottom, down here, because you signed it, sincerely Paul, right here. You could put it twice. It could be different pictures of you. Even better would be a picture that's maybe you with doing something ancestry looking. You're holding up your family tree, or with maybe you're on a computer doing some research or something like that. Or it's just you at the beach that's fun, or it's a professional studio headshot. But something that, you know, if you're going to lead with this, dear friend, this is my website, then I think you should personalize a little bit. It will draw people in. All right. Next, I really like this phrase, free of charge. I would bold that, get some attention, get some credit for that. If you're giving something away for free, people want to know. And I know you're doing that here. But you notice, this is one of my points for you. Right now you're in what they call the above the fold space. So the above the fold is completely chewed up with a bunch of text. There's not a single graphic anywhere. You might call this a graphic, I guess, my free mini course in this fun font, maybe. But I think you'd get a lot better reaction and engagement if you had a picture of yourself or something family tree-ish that told visitors immediately upon arrival, oh, this is what I wanted to click, this is what I clicked on, it's what I expected. This is an ancestry site, I'm in the right place, and they feel validated immediately upon seeing that. Some sort of family tree art, or your smiling face as a welcome, something like that to dress this up, I think would help you a lot. And we talked in our last Masterminds Hangout about the many ways you can get royalty-free photographs to use, and I would definitely do that. We talked about freeimages.com or Creative Commons searches on Google and places like that, or licensing things from iStock Photo or Shutterstock, people like that. I would get some photos on here that are licensed to dress this up a little. That's probably my #1 tip for the whole thing, actually. If you're tired of listening to me, you can fast forward. That's the main thing, is to get some pictures on here to dress it up. But moving on down the page, let's keep going. There's a free mini course. I'd love to see a graphic, some little book cover looking thing. I understand it's a mini course probably delivered by email, although actually does it say that? You know, I looked at this before and I guess it wasn't clear then and I'm not clear now. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, here it says email course. Okay. So yes, it's an email course, but people still like things. Okay, so I would still try to create a logo for the course or something that looks like a book cover or something that was the free mini course, something that looks like a thing, and so that they're not just getting these sort of ephemeral emails that are kind of from cyberspace and not whatever. They like the idea of I'm getting this thing. And you might even make part of the offer here that complete the course and you'll get this free PDF and make it's an ebook. People like the idea of having something to hold. And it's pretty easy to do because you obviously have the material. You just need a designer to create a thumbnail little image of something that looks like the product that you're giving them for free, and I think that would help as well. It's very nice to have, for example, when you have this, click here, enter your name here and here, click this, and then get that, and have the picture of that object right here. I think that will help your conversions as well. Okay, bullet points about what's important and how to find genealogical research, how to make it easier. You've done some bolding here. I think that's the right idea. The checkboxes are nice. This is a template I think you're using. It makes sense to me. I want to learn the secrets. Yes, Paul, they're buying into you personally, so again, I'd like to see your picture. Nice big sign-up box here. This is good. Very clear. Your first name, your email, get the instant access, and then you'll receive the first lesson in your inbox immediately. It doesn't say email. I mean, I know that's obvious, implicit, but I would say the first email lesson, because even if that doesn't help your conversions, it will help your customer service, because when people buy or even sign up, I do this all the time and distribute different courses and products, and I get emails from people all the time. So where is it? Where is it? The clearer you are that it's an email and it's going to be in your inbox, they will find it and not bug you later, okay? Because I can tell you the number of emails I've got saying, where's my thing? I ordered blah, 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 and it's in their inbox. They just didn't click refresh to get their new email, and it's actually sitting right there on the next line, but they're already emailing me, where is it, where is it? You know, because people are naturally a bit suspicious online. So the clearer you make the offer, what they're going to get, when they're going to get it, the easier your customer service job will be, and I would guess it will help your conversions as well. Okay, testimonials, always a good part of any sales page. I like the graphic here. This is one of your more interesting graphics, but still a simple red. The big problem here, these are clearly stock photos or danger warning here, ripped off photos. I don't know if you know this, but this is clearly a stock photo. This one, I don't know, maybe this is your brother or something, I don't know. But this guy, this is Chris Perillo. He's a fairly well-known internet personality who does a lot of techie, sort of geeky product reviews and has his own web show and stuff like that, and under the name Locker Gnome. And this is clearly a picture of Chris. And I'll bet you Chris doesn't know this is being used this way, so you're in danger here. I would get that photo off there immediately. And if you don't have licenses for these two, I'd get rid of them as well. All of those are things that you need to be careful about, and I'm sure you can find better photos anyway. Next, the testimonials themselves would be great if they were signed. I remember somebody said that in the forum. If these are from real people, it sure would be nice if they said, you know, this is from Sarah, who's from Sydney, Australia, who bought the course in, December, etc., etc. And this is Fred, and he lives in Boston, Massachusetts. And this is Jimmy, he lives in Fort Lauderdale, whatever. Making these feel more real will help you. One of the things that will help them feel more real is not having them be these long, dense paragraphs of text. Maybe these are real testimonials, but given these photos and the fact that they're not really signed, I kind of doubt it. And I got to tell you, that's worrisome. Making up testimonials is not, I don't think it's even legal and not particularly ethical. So if these aren't real, I would find some real ones. You could use productsforreview.com. That's a site I run, for example, and put out some free samples and get people to give you some reviews that are real, or come in the forum and ask us. We'll help you find ways to get some real reviews, and then they should be accompanied by real photographs that you have the permission to use, signed by real people, and they should be short. I mean, maybe one of these could be this long, but even if they are this long, you need to break them into separate sentences and bold the key words that are most important so that people can breeze through them. It's very few people that are going to read through text that's that dense. And then we come down to the bottom with the sign up box again, which I think is pretty good. And I would like to see a little more, I don't know what's missing here, like maybe an exclamation point or some sort of call to action, do it now sort of thing, I think could help a little. And then Sincerely Paul at the bottom, I would like you to see your photo there. And just out of camera range, we've got the you've got your little menu there, about, privacy policy, etc. Those are bright blue, the only blue thing on the page. I would change the color if you could, or make them smaller font, or both, so that they don't distract from everything above. If somebody's gotten this far, they're probably considering actually signing up. And now I see this bright blue link that says About. I'm going to go read that. And as I recall, there wasn't much there. Yes, that's what I thought. So this is now you're off in some other place. And the articles and stuff, and it's pretty distracting. So I would get rid of those links or make them smaller and less contrasting color-wise, and let people focus on what you want them to focus on, which is the sale or the lead. Okay, so I hope all of that's helpful. I wanted to add a suggestion. I said I had a solution for you in terms of the graphics, and I do, because I've built lots of sites like this, and I'm not a graphic designer either. I would like to see more graphics on the page, and I've got a great tool for you that you can use yourself, which looks like this. This is easygraphicsmaker.com. This is actually a site I own. I sell this as a product, and you can have access for free because you're a Masterminds member. This is a sales graphics tool maker that I've been offering for a few years now, and it will help you create all these kind of graphics, right? Like here's a add to cart button, and all of this you can customize yourself. If you can make it say whatever you want, buy now, etc. Your product name goes here. I can't even spell Genie. Is that an A or not, right? Genealogy4you.com, etc. And then you can save these, and you can play with the colors and the text, and make them different colors and stuff like that. This is a guarantee box, which you don't have. A guarantee is always nice, although I guess you're not selling anything, so you don't need to guarantee it. These are testimonial boxes. You can type the testimonials in here. And most importantly, attention-grabbing paragraph headlines, right? And all of this is editable. And since you're a Masterminds member, see, I can, Paul's offer here, right? Well, not of one. There we go. Paul's offer here. All of these are things that you can use to pump up the graphic appeal on your site, and all of them are editable by you, and you can sizes and colors, and this is all stuff that's available to you. You can add and subtract as you want and save them, rewrite them, whatever. Change the backgrounds. Okay, so that's stuff I'd like to offer you, and it's free for you because you're a Masterminds member. Come into the Masterminds forum, look under the file cabinet and the resources links, and it's in there, the link available only for you as a Masterminds member, and you can do these and drop them into this page you have to the extent you want. You don't need a lot of them, but a couple of them would dress this up fast. And adding a couple of those, some real testimonials with real photos, and a picture or two of yourself, Paul, I think you'd take a big leap forward on this very quickly, and without a lot of work. You've got a lot of action going on here already, and I think that that's a good thing. Now let's do one more test. Okay, email fields required. So I'm not going to sign up right now, but what happens when they get to the next page is important as well. So I would give some thought as to what the offer is, that it's clear, that it has some nice graphics, and it's also a good chance, as you probably know, to sell them whatever your follow-on product is. I think you've got a more expensive course about genealogy, and that would be obviously a good reason to be building this list. So I would hit them right after they signed up from this. The very next page should offer them the free thing, but also hit them with the upsell. And if you do all those things, I think you'll be on your way to increased success as the proprietor of genealogy4u.com. So, Paul, I hope that's helpful to you. And anybody else watching this, of course, I'm Scott Fox, and be happy to help you as well. If you want to visit and get a website review like this, you can go to expertwebsitereviews.com or come over to mastermindsforum.net, and you can join our Masterminds Forum, meet Paul and all our other helpful folks who've helped Paul touch this site up already, and we'll be happy to help you, including me personally, at mastermindsforum.net, and there's a free trial, of course. So thanks for watching, Paul. I hope this is helpful to you and anybody else watching too. Please come see us again soon, and good luck with genealogy4u.com.